we have different styles of training. You'll have positive reinforcement only or force-free training. And you have LIMA, which is least intrusive, moderately aversive. That basically means that at all costs, we do positive reinforcements unless otherwise necessary. Then you have stuff like balance training, old school training. A lot of people think old school and balance training are the same thing. They're not. Actually, balance training, if you're looking at modern day standards, is going to be a lot closer to LIMA than anything, because balance trainers don't want to hurt your dog. They don't want to do anything that causes too much force unless it's necessary. The only difference is balance trainers are much more willing to use something like an e-collar for the vibrate and sound, and sometimes, depending on the situation, the shock. And of course you can set the shock setting at super low and it still does its job. Sometimes it's necessary to use a prong collar. If done right, it is a very good tool. But you got to do it right. The amount of times I have heard horror stories from people that have tried to get a prong collar out of a dog's neck because it was on wrong, or the wrong size was used, so they got their own hand stuck in it because they were trying to get it off the dog. Don't use tools that you don't know how to use, please. And your little YouTube degree isn't going to give you the proper skills and education to use those tools properly. My suggestion is to hire a very experienced trainer, just a single session, and have them teach you to use those tools. And you'll be much better off because of it. LIMA is a great training tactic. Positive reinforcement does a hell of a job when it comes to lead training, obedience training, even a lot of behavioral modification, depending on the behavior that's being modified. Positive reinforcement does a damn good job, but sometimes it doesn't. And so that's why there's so many different training techniques and methods. As far as LIMA goes, least intrusive, moderately aversive, this is the right way to go, honestly. It is the right way to go. Unless you're working with highly aggressive dogs, then sometimes you're just going to have to go straight up balance. If a trainer tells you that they can't work with your dog, that means that trainer specifically does not have the skill set to work with your dog. It doesn't mean your dog's not able to be worked with.